All right, lawmakers have a little more than 2 weeks to make a deal on the border. And with another shutdown looming, the president says he's not backing down on the wall.
Here to weigh in on the heated negotiations is Texas Congressman Michael Burgess. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time. Do you think that the president is going to get his $5.7 billion that he has been asking for?
I do think so, one way or the other, but it is. I doubt it will be a crisp process over the next 2.5 weeks. I've just never seen anything like the way the Democratic leadership and the Speaker are dug in on the concept of open borders. Yes, they've never been what you'd call security hawks on the border, but it is a different mindset as we get into this term. And the requirement, the request, the demand on their side for open borders is unlike anything I have ever seen. And that is, it does bother me, and I think the president is correct in saying, look, we've got to provide security for our people. I'm from a border state. I appreciate how in Texas the president has our back on that, but this is going to be a tough fight. You know, at the end of the day, there is that emergency declaration, and I suppose it could come to that.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you start to wonder, you know, you have a lot of people that are dug in on this. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about the optics of allowing the president to win. And you start to think maybe they should just give the money to the people that know what to do with it and let those agents and the people that are, you know, given the task of securing the border, secure the border in the way they best know how.
Well, that was the fine print of what was decided on Friday, was that there was going to be we're going to listen to the experts. Remember, Speaker Pelosi came to the White House. Secretary of Homeland Security was there to make a presentation, and she said, we don't want to hear it. We're not interested in what you have to say. So, if that's the mindset with which you walk into the negotiation, I'm pessimistic that things will change. However, perhaps there can be some, as you say, I mean, I think probably there were more dollars that were not well spent during the appropriations lapse that we just came through. You probably do the arithmetic, and it would have been just as reasonable to provide the president the money, and at the same time, you might have gotten some border security, and that would have been a good thing.
Well, let's take a look at a couple lists we have here showing representatives negotiating for border security, as well as senators who are negotiating for border security. And you've got some Democrats on both of these lists here. And as we take a look at that, I guess I'm just curious if you think it's going to be enough to get this done before the deadline, or are we facing a reality of another partial government shutdown? What do you think?
Well, I think you are facing that reality. The president was pretty clear that this was not an open-ended invitation to debate this endlessly. There was a 3-week time frame that he laid out last Friday. And, of course, if there were no agreement, then an appropriations lapse would then occur. And the other tool in the toolbox for the president is the declaration of an emergency situation on the border, which I think he would be within his rights to use. So I actually don't see us going into another lapse. I think the president would take that action, but clearly this is a situation that becomes difficult to prophesize.
We want to get to a poll here that had some interesting results. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. Yeah. This is a swing district poll for Democrats from Fox News, asking if you support the president's border security stance. You had 61% say that they do, 35% saying that they don't. And then you had another one here, do you support building a wall? 53% saying that they do, 43% do not support building a wall. The message has typically been that not as many people are for the wall as against it. But what we did see with this shutdown was Pelosi really got hit hard in her favorability as well. Does this bring them to the table?
And this was, by the way, a public opinion strategies poll, not Fox News.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah.
And no one in the government looks good during an appropriations lapse. That's by definition. Unfortunately, I've had the privilege of being involved in now 3 of them, and at the other side, no one really looks good. There's no one who appears statesmanlike. So that's not surprising. And I think, you know, people have a front door lock for a reason. People purchase Ring video doorbells for a reason. They want to be safe and secure inside their own homes. And I think the results that you showed in the poll are therefore not surprising.
All right. Thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.